laser!
This PAX update is brought to you by Netflix.
Hello, everyone. It is the end of the first day at PAX. We're giving you our thoughts of the things that gave us like strong likes or feels, and stuff. We'll start. Tara, what stood out to you?
I got to play Wasteland Kings, which is the new game from Vlambeer. I always have trouble saying that. I don't know why. It's such an easy name. And it's really, really cool, actually. I got to check out a couple games from the Megabooth. I talked to Rami a little bit. The game was conceived basically in a 3-day game jam. So it's really simple. There's basically 2 buttons, shoot and a special power. And the special powers are cool because you don't have to regenerate mana or anything to be able to use them. It's just infinite, basically. And so I played, like, my special power was that I can just turn into a crystal and just be completely impervious to damage whatsoever, but I can't, like, move or anything, you know? So there's sort of a trade-off.
What's the style game? I saw some of it too. I mean, is it sort of a combat? I couldn't tell from the one screen that I saw how you were interacting with the game.
There's not actually a really, like, clear-cut genre. I think he described it as a roguelike, so it's not completely a roguelike, but it does have that sort of, like, hard difficulty. It's really simple, but it's, like, insanely fun. It's fun in the way that Hotline Miami is really fun.
Got it.
And it looks very similar also.
And also, it has the challenge that Hotline Miami is famous for. Max, what stood out to you?
Oh man, I saw some good stuff. I saw Titanfall, which is really, really exciting, and everyone has been talking about it. I can see where they're coming from, so I'm not gonna talk about that because everyone says enough about it. I saw Killer Instinct. I'm gonna be like the dumb guy in the group because I saw Killer Instinct, and I was kind of like wary of it because it is a free-to-play fighting game.
Okay, just to check, are you one of those Killer Instinct fans that actually remember playing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I go running listening to the Killer Cuts CD, the soundtrack. I still do that. I don't know, but it caters to my stupid inner 9-year-old the same way Mortal Kombat 9 did, and I think it's a really interesting model because it's kind of similar to how you know how like League of Legends or different MOBAs do it, where it's like you can have there's a free character who rotates. You know, it's like if you want the one that you want, you got to buy them, and the costumes and all that stuff is extra, which is cool because if it's a casual fighter. But what's cool is if you want to buy all 8 characters, it's $20, and $20 for a next-gen fighting game is like that's when you process that. I think that's pretty cool. Also saw the new Pokemon. You can feed them cupcakes and rub their little faces. It's adorable. They put some Nintendogs in the Pokemon.
Yep, that's going to convert me to Pokemon, the cupcakes.
I'm a grown-ass man. I want to feed animals some cupcakes sometimes, Adam.
You heard that here first. Max Scoville, grown-ass man. Yeah, I just saw a game upstairs called Jazzpunk. It sounds like you know these guys. Based out of Toronto, Necrophone Games. They have the Adult Swim kind of publishing contract that helps them get onto Steam. I don't even know how to begin to describe it. It's like kind of a Technicolor spy game. Characters look like kind of paper doll cutouts, and you're trying to infiltrate the Soviet embassy. It was one of the most deliciously absurd things I've seen in a while. I would say that I don't know the other games that are under the Adult Swim banner, but this one fits absolutely perfectly. Yeah, I got to play it for a little bit, and this is something that I want to see again and again. I know it's slated for a release hopefully at the very beginning of next year, but actually, really stood out.
I saw this a while ago. Luis from Necrophone showed it to me, and it's really cool. It's a exploration adventure type spy versus spy. Some old 60s Looney Tunes thrown in, and it's like retro cyberpunk. It's spyberpunk.
Yeah, I mean, it's just okay. You're doing a better job of articulating it. I mean, it's something that has to be seen to be understood, and wow. So Tara, you also got to see the curiosity that is the 2DS. What was your kind of takeaway seeing it?
Yeah, I was actually pretty impressed. I felt like it was actually more natural to hold than the 3DS, just because you don't have that, like center angle.
That like the weight on the top, which has been challenging to my old hands.
And it feels less flimsy than the 3DS does. I mean, I have the Zelda 3DS, which is like, I feel maybe a less hard plastic than the normal 3DSs. But the shape is weird. I'm not going to lie. It's weird, but it works for what you're doing. And one of my big concerns with it was being able to put it in my purse, because there's no way to close it. But they're going to be releasing a little neoprene case with it when it launches. So like the thing is, it's good, but for $40 more you can just buy a 3DS and it can do all of the things that the 3DS can do functionally, and it can play all of the 3DS games. So I don't necessarily see a purpose in it, but I'm sure that there are some people out there who don't give a shit about the 3DS, and right here.
It's because there's a lot of 7-year-olds out there who want to play the game where you take the cupcakes and feed them to the Pokemon, because it comes out the same day as Pokemon. It's $130. You put it next to the new Pokemon. The kid who's had the DS for so long, and the parents don't want to upgrade.
I also think that there might be something aspirational about it. Once again, for a very young kid, 'cause it looks like a tablet. That's what mommy and daddy have. I'm coming around to start seeing the logic into thinking of this, but
It's always good for kids to have things with fewer moving parts, I think. So in that regard, it's probably better for kids, yeah.
2DS, not a choking hazard. All right, so that is the end of our day one of PAX. Please go check out a lot of the other content that we're putting up. We'll be putting it up through the weekend. We'll be doing this every single day, and then you're going to see more stuff coming out for the next 2 weeks. So enjoy. We'll be back.
Let's take a moment and thank our sponsor, Netflix. Netflix lets you stream your favorite movies and shows straight to your home without having to deal with one of those pesky cable companies. As long as you have an internet connection and a Netflix-enabled device, you're good to go. You can support Red 3 games and sign up for a free trial membership by heading to netflix.com/Red3Games.